In this conversion video, we are going to convert between U.S. customary and the metric system. So now I call this crossing the pond because it makes me think of U.S. to Europe. I don't know why I always thought. So if I talk about you got to jump across the pond, that means we're going between U.S. customary and the metric system. So first thing you see, this conversion chart at the top just gives you a couple basic conversions of what you're going to be using. And we have the identity ratios. Now you can see they're not really equal signs, they're more like these squiggly pieces. That means approximate, because when we are going between these two units, the customary and the metric, they're not exact. So these are approximations. So in example 1, we're going to convert 2 inches to centimeters. Now when we're using our conversion piece, this is very much like conversions with U.S. customary, in that we always start with what we're given. We're given 2 inches. Now, if you want to get rid of inches, inches is going to go on the bottom. So if you say, okay, inches to centimeters, this is U.S., this is metric, I got to jump across the pond, so you know you got to use this, this box here. Now, we know that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So that right there allows my inches to cancel out, and I'm just left with centimeters. So I multiply across the top, and I'm left with 5.08 centimeters. Again, don't forget to label so you know what units you're in. In example 2, we're going to convert centimeters to inches. So now we're going to go the other way. So if I start with what I'm given 24 centimeters. Now, to get rid of centimeters on the top, I got to put centimeters on the bottom. And again, I know there are 2.54 centimeters to 1 inch, and that's where I want to be. So this allows my centimeters to go away. And now, because the 2.54 is in the denominator, we're going to divide. 24 divided by 2.54 gives me 9.45 inches. In the third example, we are starting with 245 centimeters. 245 centimeters over 1. We want our final answer to be in yards. Well, if you look up here, centimeters go to inches. That's not yards. So do you just say, I'm done, throw your computer through the window and call it a day? No. You say, okay, I know that 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch. And that makes my centimeters go away. So now I'm in inches. And now you can say, well, inches is U.S., yards is U.S. Now I just have a U.S. to U.S. conversion. So now I can say 12 inches is 1 foot, because that makes my inches go away. I'm still not in yards, but I know that 3 feet is 1 yard. That makes my feet go away, and now I'm in the unit that I want. So now when you look across at this, you kind of got to think about your numbers. You're starting with 245. Divide it by 2.54 because it's in the bottom. Divide it by 12 because it's in the bottom. Divide by 3 because it's in the bottom. Since all 3 of these numbers are in the denominator, you're going to divide by each one. And you should end up with an answer of approximately 2.68 yards. Again, make sure you label. Let's do some bigger questions here. We have guests at a party. They consumed 50 liters of wine. I think that's supposed to be wine. Let's make that change. There, now they're consuming wine. That helps. Okay, so we're going to start with 50. That's a bad color. Bad choice. 50 liters of wine. Well, liters is metric, gallons is customary. So I got to jump across the pond. And if you notice, when it comes to liquids, we only have one way to jump. And that is 0.9464 liters is 1 quart. So that makes my liters go away. And I'm in quarts. And you're like, well, quarts and gallons are not the same. And you would be correct, they're not. But you, in your infinite wisdom, know that there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So that makes the quarts go away. Now I'm in gallons where I want to be. So again, I look across the bottom. I start with 50. Divide it by 0.9464 because it's in the bottom. Divide by 4 because it's in the denominator. And we should end up with 13.21 gallons of wine. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of wine. So I hope there were a lot of guests. All right, number 2. A person weighing 200 pounds weighs how many kilograms? Well, I'm not sure, but I know we're going to start with 200 pounds. And if I want to get rid of pounds up here, I got to put them in the bottom, right? Top to bottom so they cancel out. So I know based up here that 1 pound is 0.4536 kilograms. So this makes my pounds cancel out. I multiply across the top and I get 90.72 kilograms. So if you ever want to tell people how much you weigh, you could always change your weight to kilograms, give them that number and just not say kilograms. You're not lying. You're just not giving them the units they're used to, right? It's called bending the truth, and mathematicians do it all the time. Okay, number 3. According to the President of the United States, I think that's like a book or something, James Madison was the shortest U.S. president at 64 inches in height. I'm 64 inches in height. I could be president. How many centimeters was James Madison? Well, if he was 64 inches, well, we want to get rid of inches, so we're going to put it on the bottom, right? Top to bottom to cancel out. And we know that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So this makes your inches cancel out. The numbers are both in the numerator. You multiply across, and he was 162.56 centimeters. And that, my friends, is converting between U.S. customary metric, jumping across the pond.